Oh, hello again. So I'm currently at Delaware Water Gap at the border of Pennsylvania and New Jersey. And it's been about 150 miles since my last video update. Had some issues uploading. I'll probably have the same problem with this one, but I'm just going to keep going. So just start right off into some of the difficulties I've had. Blisters. Finally got blisters. Just short of 200 miles on the AT or so. I have blisters in weird, unusual places. I've never gotten them before. And that's why they're there, because it's the soft spots on the sides of the feet. And I suspect due to the rocks of Pennsylvania, which is another difficulty. Um, yeah, rocks. There's more and more rocks the more east you go, and there's small rocks and big rocks and larger rocks and boulders that you have to climb over, and there's rock climbing like through Lehigh Gap. That's a challenge, and I found myself kind of cursing the rocks sometimes. But the rocks are they're starting to taper off, or they should be tapering off. And there's a bit of them in New Jersey, I've heard, but they should sort of stop, and the trail should get better. So that'll be a nice break. Constantly having to deal with mattress pad issues. I still haven't successfully patched the leaks. I'm in my hotel room now, and I think I have, but I've gotten like the third method of trying is this little glue stuff, and I'm trying to put a patch over that glue, and yeah, it's just an ongoing problem. This last leak was just a pinhole leak, I think through a patch that I didn't apply properly. So hopefully I have it now, but I'm super suspicious. And because of that, it kind of leads into the next difficulty, which is I'm still cold with just my quilt because I don't have some nice insulation between me and the ground. I'm usually just on the ground, and the ground is cold, even in shelters or when camping and everything. And I don't so much mind not having a cushion there, so much as the cushion between the cold and me. I can deal with just the flat surface, but not having the temperature barrier is is definitely a disadvantage, and it keeps me awake at night, which is maybe why I'm so fatigued. Um, yeah, and kind of related to that, kind of back issues. So on my back left side, below the shoulder blade, I think, just sort of hurting in the mornings, and then sort of tapers off, or maybe my body gets used to it or something. It's kind of weird, but I'm kind of trying to deal with it. Sometimes it is very crippling and very difficult to get through that, and I kind of have to adjust my pack. I suspect maybe I'm wearing my pack wrong. I'm not exactly sure what that is, but I'm hoping I'll grow some muscles, or I'll get used to it or something. Kind of related to that, I do have sore feet, the bottom of the feet at the end of every day, which is normal. In the morning, everything resets and my feet are ready to go, which is amazing. But in the mornings, I have been having more and more sort of sore legs, just my like my calf and my not my feet, but my legs. It's just yeah, it's I suspect there's still muscles growing in there, and it's just a bit sore. I can get through it. Usually when I start walking around in the morning, I kind of hobble around, but then it only takes maybe 5 to 10 minutes before I'm kind of ready to go and put my shoes on and start walking, and I can deal with that. Increasing stinkiness, especially as I stay out there like 6 nights, like I did this last time. Have the more of a BO smell, kind of a hippie smell. Not super bad, but it's just a little uncomfortable, and especially as I ran low on my hand sanitizer, which I use as deodorant, I stopped applying that, and I just get can feel myself get stinkier and stinkier. Also, my socks were just getting stinkier, and I need to wash them out more. So yeah, that's kind of a difficult thing. I'm doing laundry today for sure. I already mentioned before the rocks of Pennsylvania, and here's a video of it, perfectly timed actually. Just climbing over those rocks and climbing on small rocks. It's just getting annoying. It's definitely a challenge. Dealing with the rain in general, surprisingly, like hiking in the rain, I'm prepared for that. I have the rain clothes and everything, and I actually really like it because it's cold. It's perfect timed for going uphill, as long as there's no rocks that you could slip on and everything. It's really, really nice for hiking. I don't need to drink so much water when it's raining. But there's an issue when you're setting up your tent or tearing it down. It's just, yeah, if you tear down your tent and you don't have time to air it out, you fold it up and put it in, and it adds a little water weight, which isn't that big of a deal. but the water gets trapped in there and can develop mildew. So I was finding one day, my tent was kind of smelling mildewy, and I was airing it out in the sun, and I was kind of freaking out. But the smell went away, and ever since I've been better about that. And since I'm sitting in my hotel room now, to my left side on the ground, I just have my pieces of my tent out and drying. While they get a chance to dry, I'm letting them. Kind of leading into my next topic, things I'm trying to improve on. I'm trying to wake up earlier and use all the sunlight available. This becomes less of a problem as summer, goes. As we get closer to summer, basically, there's more light in the morning and more light in the evening to hike through. But I don't know. Maybe it's partly feeling guilty too because everyone seems to wake up earlier than me. But I have to mention, most of the people I've been hiking around or I've been sharing shelters with are kind of just retired folks, and older folks wake up earlier in the morning. So I don't know, but I do have a tendency to sleep in. So, but I'd like to develop a better habit if I can. I really need to eat more to prevent these blisters, or to prevent tiredness rather. Um, I think a lot of the times when I'm just feeling tired or my morale is low, it's because I haven't been eating enough. So I need to get more energy bars and little snacks to do throughout the day that would really help me out, I think. And I realize that because like this leads into my next topic. I need to go into towns more to sort of recharge and take advantage of, even if it's a little detour, a little off the path. I need to go in and just get a burger or whatever because it really does increase my morale and increases my energy, gives me stuff that I need. Um, Oh, towards the end of the day, I need to stop checking my phone so much for the remaining mileage to the shelter or to the campsite. It just makes the miles drag even more, and miles drag naturally at the end of the day anyway, but I think constantly checking my phone doesn't really help that. I am afraid of passing the shelters and things like that, but they're usually well marked and easy to see, so yeah, I need to just stop checking my phone. And I need to catch blisters faster because I have blisters now. I need to look all around and make sure they don't get too big and do the blister management thing. Because I have one that's a little big now and I'm just kind of waiting for it. But it's hard because I'm walking on it every day and it doesn't help it. Some positive things. Sorry, I've been so negative. There's been some trail magic, which is people are leaving some oranges in the bear boxes, which is awesome, and I was craving it that day, which was great. My first bear sightings, which you just saw in the video there, actually, a mama bear and her cub. I banged my poles together and they kind of ran away, so it wasn't difficult to deal with, and they were behind me, so it was good. Hiking with another hiker, it was Redbeard. Hiked with him for a day or two, and that was a good change of pace. Wind Gap Diner, the Broadway Cafe, super hiker friendly, nice place to recharge, and it lifted my morale a lot. That was worth a little detour into town. Birds, I constantly like listening to the birds and watching them and things like that. I don't know, it's a simple pleasure, but I love watching the birds. I'm a bird watcher. I love the cold spring water and filling up there and drinking it. It's often the highlight of my days, and I love that. Uh, any chance I get just to drink the water right out of there, it's great. Um, and I love keeping up with hikers for a little ways. So sometimes I'd see them at shelters for a few days in a row, and it made me not feel so bad because it seems like most people are just passing me up, especially these guys who are crazy. They're doing like 38-mile days. The other day I ran into one. It's just, yeah, I can't compete with that, and it makes me feel like I'm super slow. It's nearing the end of the video here, but I guess I'll see you next time. Oh, well, it's going to go black, but I'm going to keep talking here. Okay, okay, stay with me for a little while. I'm just going to leave some nature notes to end out the video. I saw two bears, which you saw there, more deer, white-tailed deer, saw more snakes. That's four total for the trip. Saw lots of bugs, newt, green bugs, red spiders, flies, some sort of stink bugs, beetles, frogs that jump in the water before I even see them. The other day they were kind of making a noise and then doing like a suicide jump into the water, like "Rah!" And then jumping. It's kind of funny. And it's getting more green in general. Delaware Water Gap is just south of here, but it's super lush and gardeny. It looks kind of like Hawaii. And New Jersey is kind of called the Garden State, and that's what I'm heading right into. So, well, that's it for now. And sorry I kind of ran over a bit, and thanks for sticking with me. I'll see you next time. Bye.